Morning, everyone. So I have two messages I'll record today separately because this first one is pretty specific. So if it doesn't resonate with you, move right on. Again, for people listening to anything I make, don't try to cram this into your life situation. If it doesn't resonate for you, it's okay. Also, take what resonates from it and leave what doesn't. If part of it resonates and another part doesn't, it doesn't mean the whole thing isn't for you. Just take what part is meaningful for you and leave the rest. So this is a message specifically of confirmation for someone or a group of someone's. I get that whoever you are, you came out of a period of pretty big difficulty in life fairly recently. It doesn't have to be within the last however long. The last chapter, I guess is the better way to say that, was pretty difficult for you. And this phrase is coming to me again. It came to me this morning and I wasn't really sure what it was related to, but I'm prompted to relay it now. There's been a period of the great pause right now. As if you're waking up from some anesthesia, there's been a slow realization of kind of what really took place in that situation of difficulty that you went through, right? We're here to learn. We come here to learn lessons, and coming out of difficult periods, you learn certain things, and you learn along the way, you learn immediately after, and you continue to learn as you go through, things dawn on you over time, right? So what I get now is as if you're waking up from a fog, or as the fog is lifting, kind of slowly, you've been realizing kind of what really took place there. There had been a lot of self-blame in this situation. You were in an impossible situation, and there had been a lot of self-condemnation, self-critical thinking. This was reflecting, you were doing that to yourself. It was also reflecting to you from others. I get a sense that your self-worth is really coming back in a beautiful way. Spirit said this to me in all capital letters: none of it was your fault. Something you were overcomplicating is actually super simple. And I think you knew it all along, but it was kind of can it be that simple? And so the problem was bigger. The problem seemed huge. And so you overcomplicated what was wrong. And the solution was so simple, and you kind of knew it from the beginning, right? So this relates back to at the very beginning when I said you're realizing what really happened, and it's what you initially thought. And it was super simple, right? You felt like something was stolen from you in this period, but it was actually the best thing. It set you free in a good way, right? This is going to be for somebody specific. Again, I talk a lot about Secretariat. I just find that whole story so inspiring. But Spirit said this to me in a way to be confirmation, as if this is a real message, saying that this message is straight from the horse's mouth, meaning it's true. Take this message. Again, you always saw clearly. And what I get from this is among the other lessons that are being learned from this is also a lesson in self-trust. You're moving into a period of where you're going to be around welcoming people and welcoming energy. The people you're going to be around are going to be easy to be around, and the energy is going to be welcoming. Somehow the energy has been a lot of I've got to prove myself in order to even fit into this group. The phrase, I should say, no more gauntlet. No more having to put yourself through this gauntlet just to be able to exist. I like Taylor Swift. I think she's great. And so the self-trust era. She's got all these eras that she goes through. Spirit kind of made a joke like, this is your self-trust era, right? Going back to just like, you knew this all along. Whatever it was is something you knew. You're so polite, whoever you are, but like, I get now that you kind of have no patience for pretense and you really don't suffer fools very easily. Not to call people fools, but it's more like phoniness is really abhorrent to you, right? And something about what you were previously labeling as emotional unavailability for yourself was actually caused by you being around people who were false or representing themselves falsely, and you just saw through it, right? And so it gave you this kind of wall between you and them because there was this pretense in the way. So it wasn't emotional unavailability. You were just sensing the inauthenticity in the interaction, right? It was just an energetic, like, you knew. So that you knew they were phony. You knew it was hooey. You knew the emperor was naked, like the emperor's new clothes, where everybody's like, wow, the emperor's you look so nice. And you were like, I think this guy's naked. Actually, he was. And like, you were considering it emotional unavailability on your own part, or could be interpreted another way as you were blaming yourself for the feelings you were having because they were representing incorrectly, right? And we're not judging anybody. It's just, this is confirmation, again, of yourself, confirmation of you were correct. There was never anything wrong with you. Never. This is profound. The work you've been doing to continually heal yourself was actually someone else's work that they weren't doing. So as an empath, or people who, we all are empathic, we can sense other people's energy sometimes when we're around people that, not sometimes, we always sense people's energy, but sometimes when we're around people that have a situation going on, it causes us to think that that might be us, right? Not all the energy and the emotions we're feeling actually belong to us. It could be somebody else's energy we're sensing. Don't go too far down that rabbit hole. Just take it for what it's worth. But like, the work you were doing, the message I'm getting, the work you were doing was someone else's healing. So you keep fixing stuff about yourself, and in the continual fixing, in the continual focus on, I have a problem I need to fix in myself, is the manifestation of the problem, kind of, right? Like, we keep saying, well, I needed this, that, and the other thing. That was somebody else's work to do that you then did. And good job, you did it. But like, it was actually never your problem. So just let it go. Relax, right? Spirit says, I see no fault in you. So again, you've been healing a problem that was projected onto you, either energetically or actually. There could have been people around you that didn't know how to deal with the problem they had, and so they projected it onto you. I don't, and all there are absolutely abusive people in the world, and that just happens. But sometimes people project onto you and they don't mean to. They don't intend it, right? So like, it doesn't make what they did okay necessarily, but I guess it kind of removes a little bit of the sting when it's not intentional. Sometimes it just projects onto you. So the work you've been doing to heal is a problem that was projected onto you either intentionally or unintentionally. Kind of forget about the intentionality of it, because it just lets you forgive the other person easier. It's just like, okay, whatever, that happened, right? And the last piece of this is the work is done. So whoever that is for today, I hope that brings you some peace and healing. I want to say this, that this is not about going to rail on whatever situation was there. It was there to teach you. It was there to serve you. So you kind of be thankful for it and send it love. It wasn't there to harm you. So I think that pulling some of the resentment away from it can also help you just feel more free. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that today. I will be posting another video with some other messages here soon. Love ya.